Hello, welcome back to the water. My name is Beast, and today we're back with Kakenuke Seishun sparking again for fucking once. I was enjoying my own time over the course of the fucking small end-of-year break. Even started playing a fucking Pathfinder Kingmaker now, but I appear to have bugged the game in a way that has caused one of my characters to be permanently dead due to 2 left feet. By which I mean ability damage. The way it works is if ability damage happens to you, the ability that is damaged decreases a certain amount. And if it reaches 0, you die. And she got hit with like all of her dexterity damage during one fight, and now she's dead on the ground and I can't do anything anymore. And I tried to cure it. I cannot. I've not figured out a way to cure it. Bye-bye. But yeah, that's the problem. Specifically, it's also permanent, so lesser restoration doesn't help. You need greater restoration. I've just beaten Act 1. It is really interesting, though. Like, I'm enjoying it, though. Like, I'm probably not going to be recording for too long. I'll just fucking get out a quick one and then get back to playing that, probably. I do also have work tomorrow, so I do also need to go to bed early. Watch me play it until like fucking 5 AM and then regret when I'm fucking called into work early. Anyways, the events of the day carried us until late in the evening. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Tony Yu. I was at Kashima's house introducing myself to her parents. They were sophisticated and polite people, exactly how I expected her parents to be. It was all the more reason I increasingly felt like I had to do this in a proper fashion. I've entered into a relationship with Riri recently. It means so much if you would support us. I emphatically and deeply bowed my head. Her dad squinted his eyes and rubbed his chin. The way he seemed to be sizing me up only made me even more tense. That was when Kashima assumed a desperate tone.
君は立派な人なんです。尊敬できる人なんです。妹さんと二人暮らしの家計を働いて支えて、そうでありながら勉強もおろそかにはしないで、誰に対しても何に対しても真摯で真面目な人なんです。
Hold on, Kashima, you're complimenting me too much.
そんなことはありません。それに私の師匠なんです。今までとは違うものの見方を教えてもらいました。遠野くんのおかげで私視野が広がったところがあります。そういういい影響を与えてくれるような人なんです。お父さん、お母さん。
She stressed her point with some tremendous passion. It was extremely embarrassing, but I couldn't deny how happy it made me. I knew to a painful extent that Kashima viewed me that way.
よくわかったわ、リリー。あ、ごめんなさい。夢中で喋ってしまって。
なるほどね。つまり彼はリリにとってそれだけの存在ということだ。
はい。
遠野くん。
Yes, sir! I straightened my back when her father addressed me. At about the point I then stopped wondering what he would say, both the Kashima's parents bowed their heads to me.
こうしてわざわざ挨拶に来てくれた段階で浮ついた人間でないのはよくわかる。娘はまだまだ未熟者ですが、どうかよろしくお願いします。
Riri's father got a bit of a lift going. He's definitely were the parents of the girl I'd fallen in love with. The realization went straight to and filled my heart. Yes, sir. I would say the same. Thank you very much.
ただね、リリ。
はい。何ですか？
やるべきことはきちんとやるようにね。
はい。わかっています、お父さん。
She responded to nod with a sincere look on her face. From there, her parents eventually left the room and left us alone. I was so nervous.
お疲 れ様でした。ありがとうございます。本当にわざわざ。
Also, since I talked about fucking Pathfinder. Pathfinder really is a lot more like a D&D 3.5. Like, the kind of shit that you read on abilities is just like, what the fuck am I even reading? Like, hold on. Hold on, like fucking... No, that's not a fucking... Like fucking combat. Hey, what the... round combat, that's not like... There's fucking attack roll, attack bonus, armor class, fucking touch DC, fucking flat foot DC. There's so much fucking shit. Now let's go to like a armor class modifiers. Like combat modifiers. Fucking that's not what I'm looking for. Hold on. Fuck. Yeah, charging character gets a +2 bonus on combat maneuver attack rolls. Like fucking there's combat maneuver bonus. Each character and creature has a combat maneuver bonus that represents its skill at performing combat maneuvers. There's so much random shit. Like, sometimes you'll read through an ability and it's just like, what the fuck did I just read? What the fuck is CMB? That's the combat maneuver. What the fuck is CMD then? Combat maneuver defense. Okay. Makes sense, I guess. But there's so much random shit. But it's fun in a way. It's fun in a way. There's also, like, the fucking spells. Hold on. Let me just read out the fucking spell Bone Shaker. By using a bone fetish like a marionette, you take control over a target creature's skeleton. A living creature has its skeleton rattle within its flesh, causing it grievous harm. Like, what the fuck? Like, the spell is literally just rattle 'em, boys! Oh no, I just followed your example. So, though, Kashima, what did your dad mean when he said, do what you should? Got up my curiosity and posed that question. Kashima seemed to be choosing her words carefully, and after a brief pause... Proper manner. Does it mean be sure to move forward in sensible steps while you date? And, need to do things properly, too. If I had to say one way or another, I've had you take the lead up until now. Need to put in the effort, too, after all. I leaned forward a bit as I smiled at Kashima. Pupils meant to surpass their master, right?
そうですね。では、改めて、今後とも、何卒よろしくお願いします。
This very much feels like the route where the fucking ending like the after credits scene should be them married. Considering how much they're talking about doing things proper. Things mutual, bad to each other. Then, when I raised my head, put eyes on me and turned towards the door. Locked eyes with the parents who were looking at us through the gap in the door. They must have been peeking in on us.
お父さん、お母さん、何を？
なるほど。様子からしてキスはまだか。
No, I'm not sure yet is the right word. I see. Yeah, sorry.
なるほど。
なんかバレバレな感じです。
Sorry, I'm sorry. The two of us were blushing like crazy, panicking.
頑張ってね。
The happiness I felt from having received the support resonated through me for the rest of the night.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
Been a while since I did that. Well, a different day, I headed out to our club meeting with Ritsu. Couldn't show up yesterday after all.
昨日はしおりちゃんとひじりさんしか来なかったみたい。
Hibi and Kaido were hanging out with Kashima and I. I don't wonder how in the world Hideki and Hijiri have spent their time.
ひじりさんが一方的に話しかけてたんじゃないかな。
Oh, I can picture that. We rattled on about this and that as we passed through the school gate. Thanks for coming we came with the Riri-Route club room, but...
それじゃダメよ。もっとこうあるでしょ、イケてるのが。いえですから。あなたは安心して聞いてればいいの。そうっすね。だったらここは。
You already seem pretty worked up about some. Hey, what are you talking about?
ああ、ゆう、ちょうどいいところに来た。当の先輩はカラオケとボーリングどっちが好みっすか？やっぱりここは密室で二人きりになれるカラオケじゃない？いやいや、ボーリングも捨てがたいわ。鹿島さんがスカート履いてきたらワンチャンパンチラありよ。
What the fuck? Are they really like sitting over here like, alright, let's think of a date idea that'll get them to smash? Because that's what it sounds like. Also, what? How the fuck does Nakiko just sit there like, listen, if you go to karaoke, it'll be a private room, just the two of you. Like, why is Nakiko, the girl who was so fucking embarrassed all the time in her route, suddenly talking like that?
そんなはしたないことはしません。でもそれでユウがグッと来てくれたらよくない？それだったらカラオケで見つめ合いながらデュエットもありでしょう。そんなハードルが高すぎます。もう手こずらせるっすね。なら
She's just gonna say hotel.
いっそホテルで。
Yeah. Never mind. Not her, Shiori.
飛ばしすぎ。なんかお兄ちゃんと鹿島先輩の初デートコースを考えてくれてるみたいだね。
Mind your own damn business! Sunny cried out in a fluster.
余計なお世話とはひどい言い草ね。昨日あれだけ私とナギに世話になっておいて。
You did, but that doesn't justify this!
まあまあ、皆さんお許しください。マイ兄はこう見えて意外とウブなところがあるので。まあそこは仕方ないわよね。付き合いたてなんだし。でも普通付き合いたては好きあらばイチャイチャしていたいものでは。
I want to know that.
わかった。私たちに遠慮してるのね、ユウ。
Huh?
なるほど。そういうことなら私たちが今やることは一つ。マイ兄と鹿島先輩くっつけちゃえ。了解。
Hey! Squish. I went stiff as a board. Oh, come on, they shoved Kashima into me, the softest part of her squished against me. Sorry, I'll back off! Ah! Hold on. Was that a noise? That was a noise. This, of course, as well.
それわっしょいわっしょい。ほらほら、ナギもしおりも。しょうがないわね。小日向先輩がそう言うなら。
Kashima pressed against me even harder. These were without a doubt Kashima's boobs. They were crazy stuff. That wasn't the point!
お疲れ様って何やってんの？言うと鹿島がなんて恐ろしいことを。こら離れろ。無事か
って何すんのよ。せっかくくっつけてるのに。
そうよ、今二人はラブラブしてるところなんだ。
No, they weren't! They were just being smushed together by idiots! This isn't lovey-dovey at all! I collect my strength and push aside everyone that was surrounding us.
何すんのよ、ゆう。せっかくの。
Actually, I'm begging you! Let us take this one step at a time! Slap my hands together, effectively pleading for their mercy. I mean, come on! Kashima was blushing and hanging her head too.
段階を踏む。ってことは、初デートでファーストキスが美しいわね。
About our first kiss.
何？ひょっとしてもう済ませてるの？
How do I put this? Turn towards Kashima silently, begging for her help. Kashima was silent, so red in the face that steam was practically rising off the top of her head. As I was looking at her face, I recalled the moment we shared our first kiss and my own face burned up with her. As such, I was suddenly at a loss for words.
してるわね、これは。
してるっすね。
Crap, I showed them an opening.
してるんだ。
してるのかよ、おい。
We have.
その、告白する前に。何よそれ。順番めちゃくちゃじゃない。
I'm not sure what you want us to do about that! Wait, does this count as noise?
その、告白する前に。
Nah, it doesn't. Kashima was rendered speechless at this point. This enigmatic moment of my life, one where I continued to hold on and resist for dear life, continued to unfold.
でも確かに順番がめちゃくちゃですよね、私たち。
And on the way home that day, as an aside, I was taking a bit of a detour so that we could be alone together for as long as possible. Nitsu had been thoughtful and headed straight home. I was no match for her.
と言っても、ほぼ私のせいなんですけど。
Well, you need to take a more direct approach or I wouldn't have... Yeah, well, you needed to take a more direct approach or I wouldn't have gotten the hint otherwise. It's really not your fault. If anything, it's thanks to you.
遠野くん。
Wait, what I just said was embarrassing, huh?
そんなことありません。すっごく胸にキュンときました。魔法みたいに。
Also, I am plugged in.
私、この人が好き。
I don't know why, but I suddenly had a really retarded idea for fucking commissioning another piece of fan art. I don't have the money, so I fucking can't. But it sure as hell would be a funny as shit idea. Essentially, the idea is like you look at my profile picture. Behold it. Properly process what is going on. Literally just commission the fucking profile picture again, but as a robot, and instead of the skull, it's like fucking Robo Godzilla. Like, yes, the like the Robo Barbarian. This hunts the Robo beasts. Anyways. Kashima. Seeing her react like that was going to make my heart pang too. All I wanted to do was to pull her into my arms. However, we were out in public and I needed to control myself. That was too big of a hurdle for me to cross right now anyway. But in that case, I could at least hold her hand. Wait, what's wrong?
何でもありません。往来ですし。はい。
Could it be that she was thinking something similar? Kashima's eyes are glossy. You look so sexy right now. That's probably a face she would only show me. Kashima just for me. No, yeah. Anyways, we were out on the street right now. Better show all sorts of self-control and get back on subject. I mean, even if we are hypothetically doing things way out of order.
はい。
It's not too late to start now, is it?
っていうと、キスの前にこなしているべきことを今からでもしようということですか?
That was Kashima for you. Good intuition. Maybe I should say that she was being understanding of my mindset and the way I'm happy.
でも、それって例えば?
Oh yeah, for example, we could change the way we address one another and use our first names.
名前?
At present, we call each other by our family names. I'm sure we would suddenly feel a lot more real if we simply called each other by our first name. Someone also told me that it should be a fitting first step for us to take. If nothing else, it was a step. It was a step I would have sooner taken before we kissed. It was too late for that now, though. As a test, then, why don't you try calling me by my first name? I'll accept that. Hashima acted flustered, only to take a series of deep breaths moments later. It's alright.
行きます。
Yeah. Wonder if it was too high for a hurdle for a moment, but then Kashima seemed to have made up her mind when it mattered most. It was the same way back when she kissed me. Yeah.
まだです。まだ早いです。私ちゃんと言えてません。
Sorry, didn't mean to.
では、改めて。
Each individual deep breath seemed to be essential. Then, after another change in expression, Kashima's fun part.
You.
You know, her trying to just say you deserves to be a fucking noise. What if I... Yeah, she stopped shaking. I don't know why, but imagine just the MC just like grabs shoulder, releases, grabs shoulder, releases, grabs shoulder, releases. What's the end though?
そうなんですけど、なんだかとっても恥ずかしくなってしまって。 特別すぎて。
I think that applies way more to how you kissed me personally.
あの時、一生分の勇気を振り絞っちゃったんです。
Whoops. It's okay, isn't it, Riri? I'll call you by first name first, and knowing that, that explains why you were so tense, considering the conversation we just had. A good time. Special by calling me by my first name was Kashima. That did appear to be the case. There we go. I think I've... Whoops. She was starting to act almost as if she'd been shot by a bullet. Hold on. That kind of reaction is only going to make me more embarrassed.
ごめんなさい。嬉しすぎて。
She called you by your first name?
は そう呼んでもらえる日をずっと夢見ていたので。
I guess you really did have an emotional attachment to this sort of thing. Alright, if that's how this was. Didi. Didi didi didi. Didi didi didi. Yeah, that one's fine enough. Each time I called her name, Didi went rigid and twitched as she held a hand against her ample chest. Her face, or rather everything from her neck up, was a crimson red.
嘘。夢みたい。夢みたい。
Yeah, and she whispered that with excitement. Talk about cute. For her to react so strongly to something so simple. They were really happy. It's not a dream, Didi. Set that as low and as... Hold on. It's not a dream, Didi. There we go. Is that good enough? I said that in as low and sexy a voice, by my standards anyway, as I could. Just try it out, and she let out the sweetest noise imaginable. As soon as she did, she covered her face and squatted in place.
ダメです。ダメ。もうやめてください。
That should I not have? Never thought she was enjoying it.
嬉しすぎて恥ずかしいんです。おかしくなっちゃいそうなんです。
How about calling me by my name?
一緒ですよ。だってそれくらい特別なんです。
I did think we already had that special sort of relationship. Got it. I'm happy you consider it something that special.
どうね。
Yeah, that's fine for now. There's no rush. Let's take our time and acclimate. Grabbed her hand and smiled as I helped her up. Oh! That one's good enough as well. I panicked and let go.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Don't mention it. There's seriously no rush, yeah?
はい。ご迷惑をおかけしまし。
Kachima. No, Riri ultimately shrunk herself up small.
めんどくさい彼女で。
Nah, that's not true. Could immediately emphatically deny such a claim. If anything, it made me feel closer to you and helped me realize you're not some perfect superwoman either.
ゆうくん。
You were able to say it just now. You called me by my name, right?
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
I'm telling you it's a good thing. Say my name one more time, Riri.
ゆうくん。
That's it. That's it. Oh man, I'm super happy.
はい。私もです。ゆうくん。
The last thing she said was such a low whisper it almost wasn't audible. However, it most definitely resonated in my ears and made me break into a smile. Which is why I could say this so naturally. Riri, about tomorrow. Want to go on a date with me? Riri gasped and her cheeks dyed a deep shade of red.
はい。喜んで、ゆうくん。
However, she definitely nodded to me. Thank you.
こちらこそ。
We shared a bashful laugh together. Such a humble progress that any onlookers would be likely to say, what in the world are they doing? But when I thought about how these little moments would begin to add up, I looked so forward to the days ahead that it made my heart pound.
Kakenuke Seishun. Sparking.
I have to be careful with this spot specifically, because it does just straight up state the name of a city close to where I live, so not allowed to show this front side here to the camera, or someone is going to dox me. That led to, well, the next date. I didn't have the time to come up with a meticulous plan. In the end, I went along with the date. I went along with the date activities everyone had come up with together. First on the list was to meet up in front of the station. I was having so much trouble remaining calm that I ended up arriving half an hour before the time that we had arranged. Just how excited was I about this? There's no way Riri would be here this early. So I knew what that meant. I would wait for her while my heart raced all the while. Hi! Wait, she was here! She was standing in front of the monument we set as our meeting's place. Sorry, Didi, you were already here! Rushed over to her in a panic. However, just before she noticed me, I froze in place. Her hot sigh, gleaming eyes made my heart skip a beat. Didi started to fidget in place, seemingly unsettled. She immediately ran her fingers through her bangs, worried they weren't where she had left them. Was she getting her hair properly in place? It was almost like she was checking whether there was anything embarrassing about her appearance before she met up with me. Moments later, she sprung up and looked over the full length of her body. Seemed to be worried about the hem of her skirt or whether there were any wrinkles. With that out of the way, she took a deep breath to help calm her nerves. She's probably trying not to freak out too. This was all so that she wouldn't do anything weird once we met up, which could be at any moment. Which meant she was feeling just as nervous as I was in anticipation of my arrival. Watching Didi from afar like this even made my heart pound. My face burned involuntarily hot. At the same time, I felt this tingle of pride. It's because of me. It's because she was going on an official first date with me. She was restless because she was waiting for me. I couldn't bear it anymore. Pushed my planted feet those few steps forward. Once I did, Didi noticed me. At that very moment, a smile spread across her face like a blossoming flower, and her cheeks darkened.
Yuka!
Yeah, sorry, it looks like I kept you waiting.
そんなことないです。今来たばっかりです。今日はよろしくお願いします。
She emphatically and enthusiastically yet courteously bowed her head to me. I was sure she had set her heart on doing this. That thought made my heart pound even harder, and I couldn't help but crack a smile on my own.
Yuka?
Oh, how should I put this? I'm happy that I get to go on a date with you today, Didi. I hope you'll have a good time with me.
はい。いえ、それは本当にこちらこそで。
Didi's face flushed a dark shade of pink, and she shrunk into herself. She eagerly approached me all the same. Then she whispered to me.
ずっと楽しみにしてました。
Oh man, she was so freaking cute! Didi was positively adorable, and I was nothing short of elated. It's okay to be this happy just because we met. Is it okay to be this happy just because we met up? That thought crossed my mind, but I'd imagined it was probably fine. See, look at this! Didi looked positively overjoyed! I had to believe things were fine, and that was all the more reason to make her so happy today. I've got to make this a wonderful date. That pledge was woven into the deepest reaches of my mind.
それじゃあ行きましょうか、ユウくん。
Yeah, we should, but given the occasion, why don't we interlock our fingers together like lovers would do? I was already feeling exhilarated when I made that suggestion, only for Riri to jump in place and blush all the way to the tips of her ears. You don't want to? This is our first date, after all. I want to try and take the proper steps to match, I guess you could say.
はい。それはわかります。デートするくらいの仲なら、恋人つなぎくらいするっていうのも。でも、まだ手をつなぐことも満足にできないのに。
Yeah, so on that note, let's start by holding hands.
はい。
I led into that as well, but I held out my hand and gave her a bright smile. Alright? Glad to be here, Riri. My hand slipped into mine, her body went rigid with surprise. I didn't let go today, however, and patiently waited for Didi to acclimate to the feel of my hand. We're joined for real. By the hand.
はい。繋いじゃってます。ユウくんの手、大きいです。
My sister in Christ, you're holding hands, not having sex.
私の手、包み込まれるみたいになってて。ユウくんの手のしっかりした感触や骨格が分かっちゃいます。
Oh Lord.
きっ 私のもゆうくんに。
Yeah, I can't tell that your hand is slender, delicate, and soothingly soft. Riri instantly became flurried, but so happy! Flashed her wide smile, prompting her to flush bright red with an audible gasp. Then she hung her head and began to fidget in place.
はい。私も嬉しいです。もっとゆうくんと手をつないでる感覚知りたいです。
I'm glad. It's not just me.
ごめんなさい。どうしても最初は緊張してしまって、ゆうくんは余裕があるのに。
Despite how I look, I'm nervous too.
そうなんですか?
Of course I am. I mean, I'm holding the hand of the girl I love. It's a special experience I've never had before, after all.
ゆうくん。
And might get sweaty, but try to ignore that, okay? Actually, you can just let go if it gets to that point.
いえ、そんな。お互い様ですし、私だって手汗かいちゃうと思いますし。
We're in this together then. It only makes sense if two people who love each other would feel the same way. Of course, two people who love each other would feel the same way when they hold hands.
はい、そうですよね。一緒。ゆうくんと一緒にいる証。
Do you mind if we walk around like this for a while?
はい、よろしくお願いします。
With that, we had spent 10 or so minutes walking hand in hand. Riri had been walking along awkwardly at first, but... Precious. Before I knew it, she had burst into a smile just like this one. Looks like you've gotten used to it, huh?
はい、おかげさまで手をつないで歩くってこんなに嬉しいんですね。
Reminds me, someone sent me a fucking video earlier. It's called "They're Having Fun." ... I guess question mark. It is essentially someone 3D animated the like fucking Blue Archive chibis and essentially made a fucking scene from Azumanga Daioh episode 2 apparently, where they toss the ball to each other, get hit in the head, and run after it to catch it. It's fucking adorable. All the protect and all that, you know. Anyways.
普段は違う歩調まで合わさるみたいになって本当に一緒って感じがして。
Cadence of Hyrule was a good game.
恥ずかしいことを言っていいですか?
Yeah, of course. What is it?
やみつきになりそうです。
You sounded shy, but it was clear she couldn't contain herself as you spoke, and it only made me smile all the more. Ah, come on, you're so cute, Eddie! She had been so tense until a short time ago. She seemed much more relaxed now, and I found that sort of and I found that nothing short of irresistible. And that was how it was. Maybe it'd be better if we... Did want to try and move on to the next step up? This time we'll actually hold hands like a couple. Once again, the Riri went stiff as a board. Riri was used to hand-holding now, but lacing her fingers together was a line that we had not crossed yet. But put another way, since she had acclimated holding hands, I'm gonna hold your hand now. It was no surprise that lacing her fingers together would make us feel closer than ever before. Simply having our fingers tightly meshed together made my body throb with delighted embarrassment. And it came as no surprise that Riri reacted like this. From where I was standing, I found her stiff, embarrassed composure nothing short of adorable. Maybe it was because I knew she would definitely move past it. Alright, why don't we walk around like this a little longer?
よろしくお願いします。
Walked around for another 10 minutes or so with our fingers laced together. Riri was incredibly tense at first and was walking along almost robotically, but... How long after did she act like she was walking on air? Wait, I hadn't expected this, Kashima. I was so shaken that I accidentally reverted to addressing Riri by her last name. In doing so, Riri softly nudged me with her shoulder and released my hand.
鹿島さんなんてやめてください。リリですよ。リリ。あなたの。なんで
Someone's watching currently. That's why I accidentally said Kashima. Someone's currently watching them. Which one would be the funniest? In a way, Shiori, actually? Because of how deadpan she is? Yeah, even her the enthusiasm was a different level.
ゆうくん、私間違えてました。
Huh? About what?
このつなぎ方、恋人つなぎ、最高です。怖いくらいにゆうくんが感じられて、ゆうくんにも私を感じてもらえて、幸せすぎますよ。
She reflected on him with a bright, charming smile. Such a staggering difference, but just how cute can you get it, Riri? If I had gotten her this mushy, then I guess lacing her fingers together had absolutely been worthwhile. Heck, I felt positively over the moon. I'm glad, or more like, there's pure bliss for me too. Whispered into her ear. In doing so, her earlobe flushed a dark shade of red.
ゆうくん。
She giggled, rocking back and forth on her heel and appearing more delighted by the second. A second later, she rested her cheek softly onto my shoulder.
好きです。
She whispered that quietly to me as if she were giving me a treasure. Lily.
はい。あなたのリリです。
Listen, they're being so fucking sappy. Someone has to fucking walk in on this. Holy crap, that was kind of irresistible. Riri could go from stiff as a board to enchanted in a short amount of time, and then there were so many things I wanted to do with her. I want to see and experience those changes in Riri with her at my side. You know, Riri, we shouldn't just walk around. We go to karaoke. I want to hear you sing.
二人っきりでカラオケですか？
Her body went rigid again. But I knew that wasn't all there was to it anymore. Which was why we made our way to karaoke.
デュエットですね。わかりました。
Actually, give us a CG for this, please. And gave singing together a shot. Although she was a little stiff, she did her best to sing along with me when... In the middle of our song, I boldly put my arm around her shoulders. And then... Whoosh! She jumped back for all she was worth. But what happened next was quite different from before now that Riri had gotten acclimated to our date.
ごめんなさい。慣れます。慣れますから。無理やりにでも抱いてください。
Kept singing, especially if it meant I got to hear lines like that from her. Oh my, we didn't get a CG. That's a shame. As a result,
あなたに肩を抱いてもらってると、なんだか体がとろけそうになります。
she ultimately turned out like that. In a sense, she may have been monumentally adaptable. Riri had trouble holding hands immediately after we met up, and now look how far she had come just a few hours later.
次はどこに行くんですか？私、どこだって嬉しいです。あなたとこうして一緒なら。
Now, maybe adaptable isn't the word. This could just be pure innocence. Almost like she had preserved the same purity she had since birth, meaning her blank canvas could quickly be dyed the color of lovers or something like that. Whichever the case. Isn't she so cute? I took that to heart with the utmost sincerity. Next up, we headed to the bowling alley.
私、ボーリング初めてです。ボール、重たいんですね。
That's what she said. I used the weight of the ball to propel it forward in a sense.
なるほど。じゃあ、早速、投げてみますね。よいしょ。よいしょ。
Ladies' first throw had some unexpected momentum to it, even if it did wind up in the gutter. But that was a trivial matter. such a reason that for all the momentum to be at her ball, she would have had to swing her arm just as hard. Security got caught up in the crossfire and flipped upward, fully exposing her underwear.
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。私ったらまた。
Bleeding naturally turned beet red and crouched down in place. These were absolutely circumstances where she might want to say I'm so embarrassed I could die, but she quickly stood back up and rushed over to me.
ゆうか、手を握らせてください。そうすれば私、恥ずかしいのも耐えられますから。
She was right. As soon as she took my hand, Riri resumed her earlier spellbound expression. Our bowling excursion ultimately ended after only a single game, but there were no further incidents after that. Not to mention she had been clinging to me like this ever since we had left the bowling alley. Really getting on board with all this physical... You're really getting on board with all this physical contact, huh?
自分でも信じられません。でも、この嬉しさを一度知ってしまったら。
The more this date goes on, the more I feel like out of all the girls in this game, she's the one that's gonna drain the main character dry the hardest, isn't she? Like, she 100% feels like the type of girl is like, ah, yes, she's all innocent because she hasn't had that much fucking exposure to it. But now that she is dating essentially like the fucking guy of her dreams, and is slowly but surely being exposed to that type of shit, she is going to fucking turn him into a mummy.
恥ずかしいんですよ。まだ恥ずかしいは恥ずかしいんです。だけど、それ以上に嬉しくて幸せだから、もうあなたにくっつかずにはいられないんです。
I would have you cling up to me like... I'm happy to have you cling up to me too, Riri.
熱くはないですか?
She had just remembered another part of the fucking... Hold on. This is another example. Fucking Inquisitor judgment ability. Judgment justice. This judgment spurs the Inquisitor to seek judgment, granting a +1 sacred bonus on all attack rolls. Fucking sacred bonus to armor class for protection. 2 points of energy resistance for resistance. Fucking purity, gain a +1 sacred bonus to all saving throws. Piercing, you're gonna +1 sacred bonus on concentration checks. And checks to overcome target's spell resistance. And destruction, gain a +1 sacred bonus on all attack weapon damage rolls. What the fuck are these? What the fuck is a sacred bonus? It's just so much random bullshit. A luck bonus represents good or bad fortune. Multiple luck bonuses on the same characters do not stack. Blah blah blah. A divine favor. That's another one. Calling upon the strength and wisdom of a deity, you gain a +1 luck bonus on attack and weapon damage rolls for every 3 caster levels. Like, there's so much random shit, you know? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't, but it's not that sort of hot. In fact, it makes me happy and feel like the temperature. And feels like the temperature of youth. I'm going to fucking punch you in the face for saying that. Did your smile sparkled brightly?
じゃあ、私教えてあげられたんですね。
Yeah, I'm a master in youth. Sure is impressive.
でも、それはお互い様ですよ。
That really squeezed my hand tightly.
私も教えてもらったんですから。これが青春の温度なんだって。
How about that? This hadn't been one-sided by any means. Just like when we were holding hands, we were coming to understand each other together. That must have been what it meant to date someone.
どうしたんですか、ゆうくん。
I really am glad I got to date you, Riri.
いきなりすごい殺し文句です。
I got stiff again because of it. That really was how I felt from the bottom of my heart.
私もです。あなたとこうなれてよかった。
You got charmed awfully quickly. At the very end, we end up laughing together. Oh, amazing. Every part of this really did make me happy. This was a date. This was a relationship. I didn't feel that way all over again. Which is why I wanted... really, there was something else I had in mind.
はい。
Wanna go grab some shaved ice from that food cart over there and eat while we walk? I have all sorts of experiences with Riri. Went and bought some shaved ice together.
私はブルーハワイにしました。
That's kind of unexpected. I figured you'd go with lemon like I did.
ブルーハワイってどんな味なんだろうと思って。
There's a nice CG. I get it. You've never had it before.
はい。だから楽しみで。
I think I've heard about before that it's the same flavor, and just that the syrup is a different color, though.
もう食べる前からそんな情報を暴露しないでください。
Options. Oh, sorry. But you know, that comes down to your mood. Anyways, let's eat before it melts.
はい、そうですね。では、いただきます。
The way she made sure to give thanks to her food, even when she ate shaved ice, was such a Riri thing to do. Riri followed my lead and opened her mouth wide. What do you think? What do you think of your first day of Blue Hawaii? Brain freeze? Riri? Brain freeze.
頭が
Yeah, she'll accept that. Please get rid. Thank you. That's gonna be the CG. Like, uncontested.
どうしてしまったんでしょう、私。いきなりこんな頭痛に襲われるなんて。
By any chance, is this your first time eating shaved ice, Riri?
はい、そうですけど。
I can give you a headache. It can give you a headache when you eat something cold that quickly. Guess they're called brain freezes.
今までアイスを食べた時にはこんな風にならなかったですけど。
Have you always eaten it a little at a time until now? Not one big bite all at once, just now? Like just now?
はい、その通りです。
Why does this one look like she's sassing me? Like, this looks like I'm the one that got brain freeze and she's sassing me like, oh, would you look at that? Who told you not to eat it so quickly? Like, that's what it looks like. It looks like she's fucking saying shit like that to me. Why does it look like that?
じゃあ、今は調子に乗って一気にたくさん食べてしまったからですか？
Probably.
浮かれてたののバチが当たったみたいです。
You certainly have been all smiles today.
私を浮かれさせてくれた人に言われたくないです。
I mean, I'm cheerful to ride about there alongside
ゆう
you.
くんは頭が痛くならないんですか？
This hasn't bothered me for as long as I can remember.
つらいです。
Lily's cheeks puffed up and she lightly nudged her body against mine. So pleasantly squishy. Not just her shoulder, her boobs are hitting my arm too. And my son's boobs are as big as Aditi's would hit me awfully easily. Especially when she was snuggled up close like this. If anything, it was almost bizarre this had never happened before. In fact... Oh, I was just thinking, this is bliss too. I desperately downplayed the situation. Obviously couldn't say her boobs feel great against me with the mood we had going. It would likely petrify her. Still though, for how super shy person she is and how easily she gets nervous, she does have a defensive side to her. The panty flash at the bowling alley was a perfect example. Neither side of her really was because of how she was raised. All those thoughts crossed my mind.
そうですね。後になって笑いながら思い返せる気がします。
Diddy seemed to be over her headache and had regained her smile. This time around, she took miniature bites of her eyes, shaved ice to avoid further headaches.
暑い中で冷たいものはさっぱりしますね。
Sure is, especially considering how warm and fluffy of a mood we had going.
本当ですね。そう言われると冷ましてしまうのはもったいない気もしちゃいますけど。
Things will heat up again between us again. Things will heat up between us again in no time, right, Aditi?
ゆうくんもですよね。
Sure hope so. We are out on a date together and all.
そうですよね。そうですよね。はい。ゆうくん。
That was when Diddy leaned even more closely against me and held out a scoop of shaved ice. You gonna feed me?
はい。ゆうくんにも食べてほしいです。関節キスも慣れていきたいですし。
You can't possibly say no when you put it like that. Thanks for the treat.
大きいお口ですね。
It was a trap. It's because I wanted to savor my first direct kiss with you as much as I could.
それを強調しないでくださいよ。恥ずかしくなっちゃいま
As he
す。
said that, Diddy squished her chest against me all the more. Thought it was more embarrassing, but it was apparently fine since she wasn't doing it intentionally. My heart continued to raise at my chest though.
でも、私もゆうくんの食べたいです。
Was someone as bashful as really saying something like that? Now that she had put it out there, there's no way I could possibly turn her down. Yeah, it would be wrong for just me to take some of yours.
だから、その、
Yeah, you. Give it to her.
お願いします。
Bet. Diddy whispered and opened her mouth slightly. That was when I got a good look inside her mouth. Diddy, your tongue is blue. Oh yeah, I forgot, but this happens when you eat blue Hawaii.
そうだったんですか？
Well, it's temporary, so you'll be fine. Anyways, on that note.
はい。
Took a scoop out of my own shaved ice, and Didi opened her mouth wider. But why was she showing off her tongue so much now? I feel like her chest was already making my heart race as is. With the sexiness of her expression added to that.
人、青いレフよね。ちょっとはるかへレフ。
Staffed back the emotions that welled up inside me. Then I was made to realize all over again. That's definitely true. Lady isn't just cute. She was an exceptionally attractive girl, even in sexual sense. I gently stuck shaved ice into Didi's mouth as my pulse pounded all the way to the tips of my fingers.
すごくドキドキします。関節キスの試合後。
Yeah, for sure. My heart was racing for a slightly different reason for Diddy's, though.
でも、嬉しい。これでまた一つ階段を上がれたような感じがします。
A carefree smile rose to Didi's face. Sort of face that suggested she had no idea how much I wanted her. Maybe I should tell her. I wanted to give in to the temptation. Part of it was because I thought knowing Didi she'll adjust in no time even if she's embarrassed. If I were to take another step forward here and now. But do you feel the same way I do?
ゆうくん。
You know, Didi. Then at the very second I was about to take that step forward, both of us froze in place.
いよいよかな。関節じゃないキス。
There we go. Someone was following him.
こんなところで成長したわね、ゆう。
なんで微妙に師匠キャラなんすか。
はあ、ダメだぞユウ。そんな不純異性行為は。
He just like takes another scoop of the ice cream, acts like he's gonna feed it, eating it. Yeet! Spray!
今さらでは。あれ、おかしいわね。さっぱり動かないけど。
Of course we aren't! Screamed on reflex. What are all of you doing?
まずい、バレたわ。逃げなきゃ。
Too late!
そっか。じゃあしょうがないね。
悪いけど、ずっとつけさせてもらってたわよ。
The whole time? Not just now?
ちょっと響き、何自分から暴露してるのよ。あ、そっか。黙ってれば今だけだと思ってもらえたかもだ。
My God, she's a moron. I told you it's too late! Why, you all of you!
全部見られてただなんて。
まずい、鹿島が飛んだぞ。
Of course she is! All of you need to learn the difference between what's okay to do and what isn't!
だってうまくやれてるかどうか気になったんだもの。
Appreciate the thought, but that's not good enough of a reason! Meanwhile, I was busy getting mad, deep down, a small part of me was relieved. My God, goodness, I avoided messing up the next big step. So I thought, now that I had calmed down, yeah, it was obviously still too soon for that. Too soon to go there when we had only gone as far as our first date. Yeah, I better just assume this was the best for the day. For the best for the day. But someday.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
And this is where I'll be ending for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye-bye. I'm off to play more fucking Pathfinder. Can't find people to play D&D with IRL. Guess I'll play a fucking single-player game based on Pathfinder. Engie. I will say that it's absolute bullshit that monks in Pathfinder have to be lawful. Like, you cannot be a monk if you aren't any of the lawful alignments. And paladins specifically have to be lawful good. Like, you cannot be neutral good, you cannot be chaotic good, you have to be lawful good. Which is also bullshit, in my opinion. What I will say is it makes sense, though, that a character that has, like, the atheism trait cannot become a cleric. Or a fucking, what it called? I just looked up the fucking class earlier. Inquisitor, that's the one. I'm stupid. Anyways, but yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Once I want to see you next time. Bye-bye.